What Bible story would qualify as a Florida man story? Disoriented Florida man found on the beach claims to have spent the last 3 days in the stomach of a large fish. Florida man caught with bag containing 200 foreskins of men from his neighboring community. Reports indicate this is the same individual who killed local heavyweight celebrity by flinging a pebble at his head several years ago as a teen. Florida man gets swallowed by big fish while fishing. Florida man goes on roid rage and kills 100s with the jawbone of an ass. Gets stripped of his manhood by Florida stripper. Florida man claims superhuman strength until Florida woman cuts off his mullet. Florida women fight over baby until Florida man threatens to cut it in half. Florida man spends entire night in lion enclosure. Emerges the next day unharmed. Florida man trades entire inheritance to his brother in exchange for some baked beans. Edit, like pretty much everything Jacob and Esau did in Genesis is 100% Florida men. Florida man dresses up as goat to prank blind father. You won't believe what happens next. Florida man marries 2 wives and so does his brother. Florida man wrestles social worker in parking lot before gang feud. Florida man, whose wife went missing, claims she turned into something that looked like bath salts. Florida man builds giant boat in backyard because the voice told him to. Next up. Local zoo is baffled. Police investigation stalled due to inclement weather. Florida man impales couple after seeing them engage in extramarital coupling. Florida man paints door with sheep's blood. Said it was to protect his firstborn son. Florida man cuts his girlfriend into pieces after she is raped to death. Mails them to every town in Florida. Edit, Judges 1921. Florida man kills pro fighter with a rock. Florida man offers up daughters to horny mob. Florida governor sends soldier to his death to make the widow his mistress. Florida man, sold into slavery by his brothers, returns to prank his family. Edit, expanded storyline. Florida man with fancy coat, sold into slavery by his brothers, manages to become lieutenant. Gov of California. Pranks family when they come asking for food assistance. Florida governor tells Florida man to bring him the foreskins of 100 Californians in exchange for his daughter's hand in marriage. Florida man kills his brother in a field. Says he was jealous of what the Lord gave him. Left-handed Florida man stabs overweight politician with sword. The sword disappears into the politician's body. Never to be seen again. Samson is a Florida man story. Local religious guy gets made fun of by a gang of youths for his lack of hair. He calls bears on them and kills them all. Florida man with superpowers. Uses them to make alcohol. Naked man steals apple from local orchard. Blames naked wife, who in turn blames a talking snake. A better question would be, what Bible story wouldn't qualify as a Florida man story? Pregnant Florida woman claims she's a virgin. Insists that the father is God. Florida woman touches attempted murderer's feet with fresh cut foreskin. Honored. The assailant backs off. Most of them. TBH. Florida man moves to wilderness. Wears camel skin. Eats bugs. Preaches against establishment, ends up W head on silver platter. Florida man murders son. Says God told me to. Florida man mandates to kill every child under 2 in his town. Claims that with that he will make sure God's child won't usurp his throne. I don't remember Herod's story that well. Sorry if there are any mistakes. Florida man threatens to cut baby in half over custody battle. Florida men throw brother into ditch to steal his pride parade coat. Florida man claims devil responsible for drowned herd of pigs. Florida man drops acid and talks to bush. Florida man calls for wild bears to attack group of children. They had it coming. They made fun of my bald head. Florida man flips tables at religious buildings and chases occupants out with whip made from the blinds. Balding Florida man collapses neighbor's house on them. No survivors. Florida man attempts to sacrifice son. Ceremony ends anticlimactically. I was just doing what God told me. Went on Abraham as he sharpens his dagger. I didn't want to hurt my son. But when you have 9 of them and God asks you for one. I was like. Well. If you say so. I could use the insurance anyway and one less mouth to feed. Later. When interviewing the son in question. He responded. I didn't really think much of it. He climbs that mountain every day and I thought we were playing a game. These times are kinda boring, so being tied down to a rock sounded fun and I had one too many to drink. It wasn't until he pulled out the dagger that I was like. He nice prank. Bro. Then he just stopped and started talking to the sky. Then he cut the ropes and went back. Florida woman tells boyfriend that God made her pregnant. Then 3 men he never heard of come to the birth of his child. Noah. He was a drunk. Hearing God's voice. The boat. The people. The animals. The actual fucking rain. And he manages to save people with his activities. All of it. Noah. Hands down. Florida man goes on rampage. Whips street vendors outside his father's house. Florida man tries sacrificing his son but stopped when God intervened. Florida man removes rib to create spouse. Florida man bludgeoned brother to death with rock. Florida man claims to have spoken with flaming bush. Florida man get raped by his daughters. Florida man says. Maybe we should all try to be nice to each other for once before being executed by Florida government at the behest of special interest groups. Pretty much everything involving Ezekiel. Mulleted Florida man kills 1,000 men in jawbone rampage. Not the right time to discuss bone violence. Says GOP. Florida man given designer coat. 11 siblings promptly sell him to human trafficking ring in retribution. IDK what the headline would be. But Ehud and Eglon would be a good one. Florida man speaks to ass. Normally speaks from his ass. Florida man murders brother after family mocks him for veganism. Florida man follows death row inmate. Drops loincloth and runs away naked to avoid getting caught. Florida man curses at fruit tree for not bearing fruit in winter. Florida man dies and is buried. Wakes up and crawls out 3 days later. Florida man cuts pieces off newborn son's penis. We discuss the health benefits at 11. Florida man gets bored waiting for brother to finish coming up with house rules. Starts cult. Florida man marries wrong woman because her veil was too opaque and he couldn't recognize her. Florida men. Jealous of brother's outfit. Sell him into slavery and fake his death. Florida man becomes presidential chief of staff because he is good at dream interpretation. Florida woman gets pregnant at age 90. Names child LMAO. Florida woman is thrown from window and her body is eaten by stray dogs. Florida man builds house on sand. Is shocked and homeless when it falls apart. The parable about the idiot who built his house on sand and the smarter neighbor who built his house on the rock. There's a hurricane and everything. I'm thinking, Deuteronomy 23:12-13, Florida man needs instructions about where and how to shit. Designate a place outside the camp where you can go to relieve yourself. As part of your equipment have something to dig with. And when you relieve yourself, Dig a hole and cover up your excrement. Florida man eats forbidden fruit because a snake told his wife to and she told him to. Florida men sell their youngest brother to human traffickers. Florida man suspected of abducting animals to fill his handmade yacht. Florida man creates private zoo in giant boat. Florida man tells Jewish authorities he's going to tear down their house and build it back in 3 days. Not talked about much. But in the book of Judges there's a story about a dude who's just the worst king. Long story short, his subjects run up to a high tower and basically tell him they aren't gonna listen to him anymore. Well, he takes his armies and tries to break in. And some woman drops a rock on his head. King turns to his soldier and says, "Quick. Stab me so they won't be able to say a woman killed me," and homeboy straight up does it. Super underrated story and I might have messed up some details. But it gets me every time and feels like a real Florida man move. Florida man escorts pregnant teen into motel, insisting he's not the father and she's a virgin. Florida man collects every animal on earth for a boat ride. Florida man threatens to cut baby in half to find birth mother. King Solomon. Florida man claims to be 900 years old. Florida man, likely high on meth, grabs donkey jaw and kills 1,000 men with it. Florida man reportedly swapped guests' food with his own blood and flesh during religious dinner ceremony. Arrested that night for unrelated charge. Man has a haircut. Claims he can no longer destroy buildings or fight lions. Florida man kills brother because his brother had better vegetables.